Thomas Massie Bombshell. He says FBI has secret laws to use against U.S. citizens. Now, love him or hate him, I think Thomas Massie is being genuine about this. I really do believe they have secret laws and stuff, because that's the only thing that could explain a lot of the things that the FBI and the DOJ and the government as a whole has been doing. So we're gonna play the clip. We're gonna hear what Thomas Massie has to say about it, but then y'all can make up your own mind. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. There you'll find a link to my Patreon. That's where I'll talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get right to the clip. Here we go.
And I took one of my colleagues, Victoria Spartz, in a skiff. I said, there's a document nobody's looking at.
Now, if y'all don't, let me rewind it. But if y'all don't know what a skiff is where they take classified documents and they're able to read it, but you're not allowed to have like any cell phone on you. You're not allowed to take any pictures of the documents or take any documents with you. It's a totally secure room to read top secret classified information.
And I took one of my colleagues, Victoria Spartz, in a skiff. I said, there's a document nobody's looking at. We need to go read. And so we go in the skiff. It was a letter from Senator Ron Wyden. And I don't know how he has, the senators, particularly those on the Intelligence Committee, they get access to things. When a bill says that they have to notify Congress of something, what they really mean is they have to notify the Intelligence Committee. And then the Intelligence Committee just doesn't say anything, or they don't even bother to look at it.
Of course not.
And so Ron Wyden.
We got some lazy people in government that really don't do their job.
In the Senate, he's a Democrat. He's on the Intelligence Committee over there. He discovered an innovative loophole they're using to spy on Americans in a way I can't even tell you here, because the FBI's interpretation of the law is top secret.
Wow. Okay, so how do we have secret laws that are anti-constitutional and they get away with it? Kind of like FISA. And I was upset. I didn't watch the video yet, but I saw a clip floating around on Trump talking about he'd rather have security when it comes to FISA. Mind you, the FISA warrants, that's the same thing they use to spy on Trump. So I was pretty upset that Trump is going to want to continue using the FISA warrants, even though our government abused it and used it against him to try to take him out the game. So I'm a little upset with Trump about that.
Literally, there's a red and white cover on top of Ron Wyden's letter that says top secret. And Victoria Spartz and I went in there, and we read it. It's very troubling. It's an interpretation, a secret interpretation of the FISA law. And he can't even tell you how they're.
See, FISA. I knew it. I don't know. This is my first time seeing the clip. I knew it. I knew it had something to do with FISA. FISA is anti-constitutional. It should not be legal. And every single year they continue to push. They continue to allow FISA to happen and have these FISA courts where they can illegally, but they make it legal, spying on American citizens. It's wrong. It's illegal, and I don't understand how they continue to get away with this.
Interpreting. Now, when you have secret laws, that's when you know your country has gone too far.
Yeah.
How do you know you're not breaking secret laws? How do you know what your government's doing? Anyways, I show Victoria Spartz this document, and we look at it, and she said, well, there's something even worse over in this other skiff across the hallway that you need to see. So we already had our phones locked up. The debt badge was locked up in a little locker. I said, all right, well, I'll go across the hall and see your other document. It's an opinion from the FISC, which is the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. And these are the folks that, it's a court in the sense that there are judges, but they're on loan from the federal courts, and it's a separate court. And there's no adversarial presentation of the fact in a FISA court. I think there should be. I think there should be at least an amici and a friend of liberty in that courtroom. That's one of the one of the amendments to the FISA reauthorization that we've suggested. Anyways, the FISA court has said, and there's a 100+ page documented over there. By the way, when Victoria Spartz got it, I heard some of my colleagues saying, well, the one I saw was only 50 pages.
Wow.
When Victoria got it, she got to the page 50 and realized there were more pages that were missing.
Wow.
So she said, why does this paragraph end here? Where's the conclusion? Where's the end of this? And they went and found like 50 more pages to show her. So anyways, when I went over there, I got to see the entire...
I'm sure it was an accidental
106 pages. Yeah. And it's another secret interpretation of the law that the FBI is using in a novel way.
That should be illegal. Secret laws and secret interpretations of laws where the public don't know if they're breaking a law or not. That should be illegal. How can you have how could there be a such thing as a secret law? What? Our country has been gone for a long, very, very long time. It's been taken over by, I don't know what type of entity. Well, y'all know what I believe, what entity has taken over our government, but that's a whole nother video, a whole nother channel, really. Maybe I'll start putting some of those things when I think about demons and fallen angels and Lucifer and all those things. Maybe I'll put some of those things on my other channel. That's something to think about. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that.
That allows them, I believe, to underreport abuses of the FISA program. So if you hear in the news that, under Biden, we had 5,000 abuses of FISA by the FBI, self-reported, blah, blah, blah. And under Trump, we've only got 100, and so we don't need to reform this program. Well, if you go in the SCIF and read the top secret documents, opinions of the FISA court judges, it says, well, here's what they're doing that allows them to do things that your law should prevent them from doing. Okay, so now I've read 2 top secret documents in the SCIF, and it's really helpful. I tell you that I was in there with Representative Victoria Spartz because when you go in a SCIF, you leave your smartphone outside and your staff can't be in there. So it really is. You might think like a stupid congressman, it's just voting and getting elected and raising money and working for Team Red or Team Blue. So you don't really have to have a very good IQ to do this job. The reality is when you go in a SCIF, that's all you've got.
Yep.
You don't have a smartphone, so you can't be smart. You can't AI, you can't Google, and you can't even ask your staff questions. And when you get out of the SCIF, you can't tell them what you saw.
That's crazy.
And so Victoria is one of the smartest people I know in Congress. So when you're in there and you can have somebody check your homework and say, hey, did you see what they're doing right here? And you're like, oh, I missed that. It's very helpful to go in the SCIF in pairs.
Wow.
Remind me, I'm not the...
This is incredible stuff, man. I mean, to believe these things exist is one thing, but to actually hear it from a sitting congressman to saying that, yeah, your country has secret laws that they're following and you're not even aware of it. It's so secret, I can't even really give you the details on it, but they exist and they use it against the American people. That is crazy. Just like having the validity of this in itself is crazy, man. It goes to show that conspiracy theorists right again.
Constitutional scholar that you are, but
I
don't remember the section where it allows for secret legal interpretations of secret laws not to be conveyed to Congress and certainly not the public.
Right.
Which one was that? I don't remember.
Great question.
You won't find it in the Constitution, but I think you'll find it in history. Like, I think the Romans came up with this. They eventually had secret laws. Like you'll find where some...
Henry VIII maybe did some of this.
Yeah, where some decent governments went off track when they decided that some of the laws should be secret.
That's crazy.
And that's a problem. But so, no.
Like, how did they allow this? How come no one saw this coming and was like, hey, this is a bad idea, folks. We shouldn't have secret laws that we hide from the American people. Like, no one said that. and no one came forward before now to tell us about this, that's how you know both sides work together. That's why we have so many rhinos and stuff in government. We think we're going in the right direction, and we have this momentum moving forward, and we want to make all this change and stuff like this, and then it all of a sudden stops, and the progress is ended. This is why, because the government is ran by a bunch of people that don't really care about the people. Because it's obvious that you don't care about the people if you're gonna have secret laws that people not even aware of. It's crazy.
Secret laws, there's no authorization for it in the Constitution. It's a total construct, and I think our founders would be aghast. And
we, the people, should sue the government for this.
What the nature of the two documents I saw were secret interpretations of the law, and you should be allowed to know how the executive branch is interpreting the law.
Facts.
Otherwise, how could, for instance, the Supreme Court rule?
Right.
Or how could you vote for a representative that's going to vote for you if you don't know what they're voting on, and they don't know what they're voting on?
Mm. Yeah, and it's true. A lot of these laws and stuff that they vote for, they don't even read, and they make them long and on purpose. So they don't really know what's in the bill, and they just sign off on these bills. And when you question them about it, they don't really know. You have to tell them what's in their own bill that they signed for. I mean, it's crazy, because it'd be like they be co-sponsoring bills, literally say they're the author of the bill. And then when you ask them questions about what's in the bill, the specific stuff, they don't even know, because they don't even write the bills themselves. That in itself should be illegal. It's crazy, man. This is a mess. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. Leave y'all comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.